I don't believe in big breaks. I don't think anybody has big breaks, you know. You'll talk to anybody who is, you know, considered an overnight success or whatever, and they'll tell you how many years they've been working and where they've been working, and you know what I mean? So I think I could say, oh, it's kind of a Taoist thing. There is no big break, and everything is a big break.
There was none. It's a journey. It's not a first breakthrough. It's not a kiosk that you stop and you get your first break or anything. You just work. You just do it.
It is, I know, a phenomenon, and I know it's such an amazing story for most people. Like, you just came in and you just grabbed a Broadway show, and you know, and that just doesn't happen, and you didn't have to work. And I worked my whole life for that spot. Do you know what I mean? I earned it.
They always say to you, you know, there are no small parts, only small actors. But for us, there were actually small parts. I was cast as the man with camera in City of Angels, the musical, which meant that my sole function was to walk out on stage in a 2.5-hour show and take a photo and then leave. And we were like, well, this is so embarrassing.
And we said, you know, well,
screw the man.
We'll write our own show, and that'll be something that's cool and unique to us.
I have to say my big breakthrough was Rent. I tried to get into the musical on Broadway for 9 years. 9 times I auditioned.
Within our first year of having written the show, like 12 other colleges then did a production of the show Edges that we had written.
And that's when people are like, oh, who's this girl? Singing the solo in Seasons of Love.
And then it got licensed by Music Theater International, and it sort of started our career.
People generally know that song, so that's absolutely my breakout.
Honestly, I never got speaking roles until I auditioned for On the Town for George C. Wolfe, Tony Award-winning George C. Wolfe, and Betty Comden and Adolph Green, and I was up for the role of Chip in On the Town in Central Park in 1997, and that was my first big break. And I think my resume only had lies on it. Like, I basically, if I was in a show, I basically, in my mind, picked the role I would have liked to have played and then put it on my resume. I was just so lucky that I found someone that wanted to give me a shot and who didn't care. I don't even think he looked at my resume. It was like the point is, like, and if he did, you know, it would have been lies.
Well, Second City, but that was like a slow big break, you know, like you start in the touring company and then you get on the main stage. Then I did, in Chicago, did the main stage for almost 4 years. So that kind of felt like a big break. But then SNL was like, you know, the big break. So then I moved here, and I've been living in this park ever since, wandering around feeding the squirrels.